Guess you needed to hear me. Welcome to the Get It Done podcast, the podcast where I talk to business owners about their journey, um, allowing them to share their story. Um, for the most part, I get to talk to just people. I'm always talking to people for the core of their situation, the core of them, the reasoning for them not starting the idea, starting the business, starting the goal, starting the plan, is that they're simply just scared to do it. So my prayer, my goal for this podcast is that something that is said for me from the guests, um, a listener will be inspired to just get up and do it and let the spirit of fear be destroyed. So for the most part, I am talking to people that I do not know. These are absolute strangers. Out of 54 episodes, I've talked to 3 people that I knew personally. Other than that, I'm talking to people that I find online, sometimes in person, but for the most part, everybody is collected online. So the guest is here. I will allow to. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Erin. How are
How
you?
are you? I'm really good, thank you. Uh-oh, we lost her. Where did I put my earphones? Let me see. She's back.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you're back.
Okay.
So your name is pronounced Michelle, right?
Michelle Mikolis. Yes, correct.
Okay, just so that I'm pronouncing it correctly.
You
But
got
I'll
it.
let you go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know about your business.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, like I said, I'm Michelle Mikolis, and my business is Michelle Mikolis Coaching, and I'm a transformational holistic life coach. And really, I'm a nurse coach, but I don't call myself that regularly because it gets people very confused. They think that I just coach nurses, but really, my background is in nursing. So, I was an ICU nurse for 17 years, and I was really pretty fed up with the traditional healthcare system and wanted to get more on the holistic side of things and help people really, really, truly heal. And that's when I learned about, well, there was a few steps in between, but eventually led me to what's called nurse coaching. So I specialize really in life coaching, some health coaching, but it's very holistic. And I love helping people to really overcome the obstacles and the barriers that are getting in their way from them ultimately like living the best life that they possibly can. And that's what I do.
Nice. Okay, because I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
So is it? Uh-oh, we lost you again. She's back. Okay, can you hear
Where
me?
I can hear you. Where did I lose you?
Okay. What did Oh, so I am asking, is it so your business is it mainly focused on helping nurses or
No, no. So
okay.
that's why I said
Okay.
I don't typically call myself a nurse coach because what I mean is my background is in nursing. So I have the training and the education of a registered nurse, but I use that in my coaching practice. So I have obviously the medical background, the knowledge, knowledge of the body, the brain, the nervous system, and then I'm trained as a holistic coach, and I'm also trained in the mastery method. So I work with clients on 5 different levels and help them clear blocks somatically, emotionally, behaviorally, on the unconscious level, and on the mindset level. And then I also bring in the knowledge as the holistic knowledge of a registered nurse that's trained holistically. So
Okay,
that's
so
sort
you
of,
use the tools that you learned from nursing. Okay, I was like confused.
yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's not your fault. That's why I call myself a holistic life coach, because if I say a nurse coach, people are like, "Oh, you train nurses." Like, no, that's not what I do.
I
But
thought you were like a life coach, but specifically for nurses. I was like, okay,
no,
she
no.
like
I mean,
niche
I've
down.
worked. No, I mean, I've worked with nurses. I think there's nurses. They could really use a lot of support. And
A great benefit for the nurses.
yeah, yeah, I'm passionate about working with nurses, but I really am passionate about helping anyone. I love working with new and aspiring entrepreneurs as well, because that's really what got me into this was
Oh my goodness.
second there.
Okay, what happened? What's causing that?
I am not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
No. So what I was saying was that I my first entry into entrepreneurship was in direct sales, and as soon as I did that, as soon as I got into the direct sales industry, all of like the self-sabotaging behaviors, things that like I all the unhealed stuff thing like starts coming up, the insecurities, the worth work, the money trauma, all of the things that new entrepreneurs have to deal with. Get into this as a nurse, I decided to go for it. I don't know if it's my is the problem on my end.
Probably because I'm still here.
Okay, yeah, I you just keep cutting out. I don't know I don't know what to do, how to fix that.
This has never happened before. But we'll just carry on and
Okay.
God will fix it.
Yeah.
So okay, so what are you? Did you completely quit your job?
So I left the hospital in 2021 after the pandemic. I was really burnt out, and that was when I was just starting to go into coaching. I do still work privately with one family that I work with as a nurse 2 days a week. I've been with that family for about 5 or 6 years, so they're like
Mm,
family to me now. So I still work with them, but yeah, I'm fully out of the hospital system, and really my focus now is really growing my coaching practice.
nice. So was that what because there comes a point in our lives where we're like, okay, you know what, I'm done with this. So was COVID the reasoning for you quitting?
Yeah, I would say that that was really the last straw. I had wanted to I wasn't passionate about it for many many years, but I guess for a while I just didn't really see like my exit plan, and like I became a yoga teacher and I loved that. But I didn't really see at the time how I was going to have an online business, which is what I really wanted. Now everybody's doing it ever since COVID. But at the time I didn't really see that. I didn't see that one coming. So but it was in 20 I think it was 2021, like after the pandemic, and I was so burned out. We were so short staffed in the hospitals, and I was ready to finally make a change. I was done.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what do you do to maintain your clients? Once you quit, like what was the next step moving forward? You quit your job and then what?
Then I went to a coaching certification program, did that, and then I joined a online a business mentorship. And in order to getting clients has been a lot of different ways, a lot of word of mouth, a lot of just offering people sessions, letting them get an experience of what coaching is, and getting testimonials and referrals. And I do a lot of workshops. I host workshops once or twice a month where people come in and get a chance to experience what it is that I do. I've done some vendor events. So I do all different forms of marketing and getting my name out there and meeting people in many different ways. Social media as well. Yeah.
It's a lot of footwork. It's a lot of work, period.
Yeah.
But I think people in the service industry, the service game, any hairdresser, nail esthetician, anybody where we have to maintain our clients, I think that's what most people fall off because
Mhm.
the work that you have to put in for those, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, they're just like, I'm over it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm grateful that I've joined worked with coaches and had mentorships and communities to support me, to know that this is just a normal part of the
It's
process.
all
And
part of the process.
yeah, yeah, I'm really working, doing the inner work. Like I'm so grateful that I'm a coach, and that's part of it, is like learning to do the inner work and keep my mindset up when my brain wants to tell me this isn't working and it's time to
Yeah.
quit. Yeah,
For
yeah.
me, it was any fear that I've had right now I'm just like, I'm like, okay, let's go, let's get it. But in the beginning, like sometimes you do get like a little fearful to get on camera. You get a little fearful to like approach people and tell them what you're doing and ask them to do whatever you're asking for. But it was either that or go back to work. And I'm not going back
Hmm.
to work.
Yeah.
I'm not going to clock back in. So let
Yeah.
me hit this record board button and get to working.
Yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
told myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the discomfort of going back to work has to be more than the discomfort of, stepping out and doing something that is totally out of your comfort zone. And yeah, learning to get comfortable with being uncomfortable is the name of the game for
Yes.
starting a new business, being an entrepreneur.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
I agree. So out of all the discomfort, out of all the, I guess, stepping out of your comfort zone, what are you most proud of so far in your business?
Mm. I'm going to say that it's speaking in front of a large group of people. I used to have a real fear of public speaking. Back when I became a yoga teacher many years ago, I was petrified just to practice teach in front of like three people that were in my small mentorship group. And a few months ago I did a presentation in front of, I don't know how many people were there, but it could have been hundreds. And it was very surreal that I was looking around like, I cannot believe I'm actually doing this.
I'm so proud of you, Michelle.
Thank you. And I'm glad that I've learned like so many of the tools that I've learned through being a coach and working with coaches, that to learn that that fear and discomfort is totally normal. It's not a problem. And I just need to get up there and do it if I'm ever going to get confident and comfortable with it. I
Yep.
think the previous version of me would have thought I needed to wait till I feel ready or till it feels more comfortable. But now I've come to learn that I just need to learn the tools to like be with the uncomfortable emotions and like stretch that capacity.
Yeah, because we're never really ready. Like there's no amount of time that I could wait around to really get ready to start a podcast
No,
or start a
no,
bit. It's like we learn it when we do it. So
yeah,
even when I know that I'm unsure of what I'm doing, I know that no matter what point it is, I'm unsure of what I'm doing. So I just get up and do it. Like
exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's the
um
only way it gets easier.
yes, we got to do it. It's like a muscle. It's like working
Yep.
out, which I am struggling to do right now. I have not mastered getting to the gym every day, but I'm getting there. I'm on my way. Is there something that you wish you had known before you started your business that would have prepared you, I guess, more so for what where you are today?
Mm, well, when I started when I started my coaching business, I had already been dabbling in the entrepreneurial world for a few years, so I feel like I was pretty well prepared. But it was something that I really wish that I knew sooner in life in general, that probably would have allowed me to start sooner, was to really reframe my relationship with failure, and
Mm,
to know that make like that failing at something or doing something and having it not work out and really like going all in and having it not work out doesn't mean anything about me, and that that's the only way that I'm going to be successful, is if I'm willing to fail. And also learning that that fear isn't a problem, that it doesn't mean that I'm on the wrong path. It just means that I'm stretching outside of my comfort zone. And I really just wish I knew that that's just how our brains operate, that they're just designed to keep us safe and not allow us to thrive, and that we almost have to work against our own like evolution in order to really grow. So those are some of the things that I really wish that I had known sooner. And I think I would have done, probably left the traditional nursing profession much younger, but I just trust that things happen in their when they're ready and in the time that they're supposed to, and that I'm on the path I'm meant to now. And I've learned many things along the way that will guide me on my journey going forward.
yeah, that's why you had to do it. Like there in my mind, there's no such thing as failure. Like it's
Yeah.
not failure. It's just I'm just learning. I need those
Yeah.
tools from that situation to apply them
Yeah.
to today. So even now, like but for both of us, if we want growth, like we're gonna start new ideas or new avenues of business, and it may not work out. But it's not that it failed. It's just whatever we learned there, we're going to be using it at some
Yeah.
point later in life.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
stepping stone. You win or you learn, right?
yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Um, any good advice lately
That I've received or that I would
that
give?
that you've received?
Oh, I receive a lot of good advice. I think the biggest thing that's impacted me lately is just learning to be kind and accepting of myself when in all these situations, and when things don't go right, or when I'm learning something new and old patterns come up, is just learning to like be kind and gentle. So
Oh, see, we're
can you hear
learning
me?
to be. I can hear you
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, so just really learning to be just kind and forgiving with myself, and just accepting of the way things unfold.
um, a personal brand. Do you think that's important at all?
Yeah, I do, especially for somebody that provides a service, of course, because people are want to know who you are, what you stand for, how to how to look for you online. I mean, but more than just, I think it's more than just like aesthetics, but just knowing what you stand for as a person, and so they know the person like behind the business. I think that is really important. Yeah.
Yeah. And even if I want to step out of this area of life and go on to another business, it's like I need to be like I would hope that I have a brand so that when I do transfer over, they're like, "Oh, that's Erin. Let me go see what she
Yeah.
do." She usually does. I don't know why I'm talking tongue twisted today, but she usually does cool things. Let me go see what she has to do.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
Work life balance. Do you believe
Mm.
in it? And if so, what is the belief?
Uh yes, I do. I do believe in work life balance.
Let me see.
Did you lose me again?
Okay, yes, you're back. I
Yeah.
wonder if don't know, that's not it. Okay, go ahead. I'm
Yeah. Okay.
sorry.
So, in terms of work life balance, I do believe in it, but I don't necessarily. I mean, I think it's so important, but I don't necessarily believe that it's always going to be at the same time. Like,
Let me see.
oh,
Okay, you're here.
okay, yeah. So I think there might be periods where you're having, especially starting a business, where you're working hard and things are out of balance. But then there needs to be a time where you do take the time for the things that matter in your life, because ultimately, what are we all doing this for if we can't really enjoy our life? And that's something I think as an entrepreneur that it's important to remember, that we do need to make time for other things, because it can become all consuming, especially for, I find, because I love the work that I do now, and I have so many ideas that I could find myself working 24/7, but I have to remind
Same.
myself, like, no, like, you're doing part of the reason that I'm doing this. I want to help people, I want to make an impact, but I also wanted the freedom to have a life and travel and spend time with people I care about. So
Yes.
I think it's absolutely important and possible, and it takes a little figuring out and work to create that.
Yes, it does. Sometimes I wonder, like when I do take time off or like when I leave to do like fun stuff or, things outside of work, I'm like, I'm supposed to be, it feels like when I first graduated college and I didn't have homework anymore. And I was like, it feels like I need to be like doing something. So when I'm away from work or when I'm supposed to be focused on something outside of work, it always feels like I'm supposed to be doing something. Like it's the
Mm.
weirdest feeling ever.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the work is learning to not feel guilty or taking time off, or like like being forgiving and being like, okay, like, I deserve a break too, because yeah, it can feel that way sometime. That's work for me too, is to allow myself to take a break and and not feel guilty about it.
Recognize when it's time to do it. Like, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, because I would just keep going.
Yeah, 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 and then you burn out. So I have to force myself as well, just to be like, all right, taking time off, unplugging completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, I take my naps. I don't usually get tired. I do take my naps when I need a nap, but it's like I just be
Yeah.
so focused on the goal, and it's just like, girl, okay, like you've been going for 5 years, sit down.
Yeah.
Is there anything that
Absolutely.
scares you about business?
Oh, yeah, lots of things. I've just gotten used to being with the discomfort. I mean, even coming on this podcast, I was a little nervous, but
Really?
I mean, not huge amount of nerve. I get
Yeah.
butterflies every time
Oh
when I
yeah.
if I go live, even when I host workshops and speak, I get a little scared beforehand if I'm speaking publicly. Yeah, I get all kinds of things. I'd say very much most aspects of business. I feel like I have a little bit of nerves to them, and then till you get going, then it's like, oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, you get used to it.
yeah, yeah.
I love that. Nice. And so how long have you been doing the public speaking? Or did it
Uh,
just come all together, or how'd that work?
well, in terms of host, like more with coach. I'm
Okay.
here. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, yeah. So about a year. Yeah.
Nice. Um, about a year. I'm sorry.
That I've been hosting events and like
Oh,
speaking
doing the public
publicly.
speaking. So it didn't come
Yeah.
together. Is it the same? Is it in conjunction with one another?
With
Or is
my
it two
coaching business.
separate entities?
No, it's the same. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. What would you say has been um so the girl that you were, or the woman, I'm sorry, the woman that you were as a nurse, and the woman that you are today, what would you, I guess, say to the person that you were then?
Oh, yeah. What would I say to her? Um, I would tell her that she can do so much more, that she um, just to tell her to just she's got one life. Stop staying small and being who everybody else or society expects her to be, and don't worry about what other people think, and just start putting herself out there, and that she's really limiting herself. Um, yeah, I would just really encourage her to make the most of her life and tell her that it's all gonna work out, and that she's gonna figure it out.
Nice. What are you grateful for today?
I am grateful for the opportunity to be on this podcast with you, and to yeah, to have the opportunity to share what I.
Uh-oh. Okay, and we're back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what's
So
happening with the technology.
while it's going out on my end, is it going out on your end?
It just looks like you're
A
just cutting
flicker?
out. What's that?
Uh like a flicker,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
it just pops back up? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Um your favorite thing about being in business?
Oh, I love two things. I love being able to make an impact in people's lives as a coach. I love that. It's just so rewarding. And I just love empowering people to be able to take control of their life and use their mind learn how to use it to their advantage instead of limitations. And I love being able to be creative and do what I want. And not having somebody else tell me when I have to work, what I have to do. So it's just the freedom of that. Yeah.
Yes. What did you want to do when you were growing up as a young girl? Like, are you surprised that you're in
uh,
the field that you're in?
when I was a little girl, when I grew up, I wanted to be Madonna. So
Okay.
I wanted to be a famous singer, dancer. So it's not exactly that.
Do you
Uh,
sing and dance?
I do. Yeah,
Oh,
but not
okay.
professionally, just like around the house. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you surprised at who you grew to be?
No, because I think from a young age or a younger age, like even as a teenager, I was always interested in psychology and actually wanted to be a therapist at one point, like way back then. So it's not too far off actually from what I'm doing as a
Nice.
coach. Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that. So, is there anyone that is living that you would say that I guess helped you along the way, inspired you, motivated you, helped you in whatever way possible, to help you get
Mm.
to this stage that you're in?
I mean, there has been so many people. I mean, from a young age, I had a therapist many years ago that really helped me when I was a teenager. I had an eating disorder, and I worked with a therapist for many years who really changed my life. Um, Her name was Karen Kelly, and I've had so many mentors and coaches. It's hard to really pick
Just one.
one. Yeah, yeah. There's been so
Are
many
you
people
still in
like
contact
mentors.
with Karen?
I am, yeah.
So
Yeah.
message Karen, and just tell her, even if you tell her all the time, but just tell her how much you appreciate her. Tell her you were having a conversation about her, and you just wanted to call or I don't know, message one way or another, and give her flowers. I
Oh,
think that changes lives. Like that, not even a life. I wouldn't say that, but like it'll change her day at least. And we're back again. Okay.
Erin, you keep disappearing on me.
I know it. I don't know what's going on. This has never happened. But is there anything that we did not talk about that you'd like to share? Any questions you have? Anything?
I don't think so. Not that's coming to mind right now.
No. Okay. So, is there any advice you would give? So the reasoning for the podcast is just to hopefully inspire someone that is just get up. I mean, just scared to get up and do the thing, whatever the thing is, whatever their desire is, mainly focusing on business. But
Mm,
is there anything that you can say to the girl, the guy, the person that is just scared to do it?
mm.
Any words of inspiration?
Yeah, I would just remind them that that fear that they have is totally normal. It's not a problem. It doesn't mean that they shouldn't act, and it will get easier.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah. Uh, I would recommend that they find support, find mentors, a community, a coach, whoever it's going to be to just help them, to people that are going to help them when they help believe in them when they are starting to lose faith in those moments, and just surround themselves with people that are going to uplift them, and just go for it, and just remember that they've got one life, and not to worry what other people think, but just follow their heart, and don't have to have all the answers. Just start taking steps forward, and the path will become more clear
I love
as
that.
they get going. Yeah.
Michelle, it has been a great pleasure speaking with you.
You
I'm
too.
so sorry about the flickers. I don't know what's going on.
That's okay. I don't know. I hope it's not on my end, but well, thank you anyways. I appreciate it.
How can people find you? How can you be contacted?
Yeah, my Instagram is Michelle with two L's, Mikolis, Mikolisrn. So at Michelle Mikolis RN. And then my website is michellemikoliscoaching.com, and they can sign up for my email list to stay up to date on events that I do. And if anybody's interested in one-on-one coaching, they can reach out to me that way, and we could hop on a call and see how I could support them.
All right. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank
I
you
will
so much.
be contacting you at some point.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Have a
Erin. Have
good
a beautiful
day.
day.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Episode 54. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we got through it. The idea of 54 business owners is like mind blowing. So I was thinking about it this morning. I started the beginning of February. Yeah. So it's going on 4 months. Um, so I was just kind of like laying down and like doing numbers in my head. I was like, okay, the goal is 20 podcasts a month, which should be easy, right? Like I can do that. But I'm still inspired by each and every guest. I'm still inspired. Each and every story that I hear, like she was working and then life happened, which was COVID. And now here she is running her own business. Like I am inspired by all the women. I've talked to so many ladies. I've only talked to 3 men. So where are the men? I am still on the hunt for men. I want to hear the stories of the men that are in business, but the women are out here killing it, and I'm still enjoying talking to y'all. So y'all keep coming too. But don't forget to thank God for your blessings. Don't forget to say your prayers. Don't forget to take care of your skin. And whatever platform you are watching this on, follow, subscribe, message, do all of the things. And if you are interested in being on the podcast, I would love to have you on. You can text me and then I'll just send you the link. 310 area code 908-0468. I will talk to you later. Bye.